You would know that Angel Reese has just been suspended for the entire season and fined over $1.2 million for what she just did, as she was caught saying the Z word on live TV.
Caitlin Clark, she will be missing Friday's game due to her continued groin injury, and Angel Reese has been suspended for Friday's game after getting assessed a technical foul Wednesday night for pimp slapping Aaliyah Edwards.
The star who seemed destined to dominate the WNBA and the media like never before is now in freefall. Angel Reese, the player who quickly became an icon, has been suspended for the entire season and fined over $1.2 million. The reason? A reckless mistake that led to her losing the respect of her own team and the league.
Angel Reese receives her 8th tech, which will prohibit her from playing against the Indiana Fever. And 2, she's in some pretty hot water with her teammates about the Chicago Tribune article.
What caused such a dramatic downfall? How did the promises of the WNBA, her rising star, and the potential rivalry with Caitlin Clark turn into a nightmare? Let's dive into this story.
The Engelbert tried to rig the cards in the WNBA's favor by having the Indiana Fever and the Chicago Sky go head-to-head 5 times this season. Unfortunately for Kathy Engelbert, Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese will only be going head-to-head 1 of those 5 times, and that time has come.
Angel Reese entered the WNBA with every expectation in her favor. From the start, her skill on the court, combined with her unique style and charisma, made her the most talked about player. Comparisons to sports legends started, and she seemed on track to become the biggest star in the league.
How did that happen? How did we get here? What she just said, the national championship game. We were not talking about Caitlin Clark before Angel Reese walked up to her, did this.
Lads, Angel Reese is currently about to be suspended. She has 7 technical fouls on the season. And if this was last season, in a 44-game season, she would have already been suspended. She would have already been suspended. And it is genuinely one of the funny things about this is that her fans are arguing that none of the texts are warranted. They are all warranted.
In her rookie season, everything was perfect. Each game seemed like an exhibition of skill, and fans were captivated. With her name printed on jerseys and merchandise, it seemed she wasn't just building a career, but creating a legacy. But what happened when the promises started to turn negative?
Damn, she packed her up, bro. She low-key packed her up. It was so sly. Oh, shoot. Dang, Angel. Man, this is horrible timing if she get this 8th technical. I think they're going to give her a technical. Getting suspended for a game after what she said about her team basically being trash and needing new players, man. Yeah, that's a tech. Dang. So she's going to be suspended. This is all just bad timing, bro. Bad timing. She.
In her head. That's right. Angel Reese didn't use the front of her hand. Angel Reese went with the back of her hand and bow right across Aaliyah Edwards' head. I will let
I'm here to tell you, when I picked my phone up and I looked at all of these damn alerts, I say, hold up, wait a minute. It is looking spooky. Angel Reese got suspended. Angel Reese threw her team under the bus. When the hell did this?
When Angel Reese was suspended after a technical foul and an incident with Aaliyah Edwards, the situation quickly escalated. But that wasn't the only crisis. In an interview with Chicago Tribune, Reese made public comments about her teammates, criticizing Rachel Banham and Hailey Van Lith's leadership abilities, and questioning whether they could take the team to a playoff title. Her words sparked a series of reactions, and instead of strengthening her position, they ended up weakening her image.
Her entire team feels attacked by her from comments that she made in the Chicago Tribune article. According to the report, Reese said she doesn't believe her teammates Rachel Banham or Hailey Van Lith are capable of leading a playoff team. Guard Ariel Atkins is another player on the Sky's roster with WNBA championship experience.
What seemed like an attempt at leadership quickly turned into a self-inflicted wound. With her suspension, Angel Reese was out of one of the most anticipated games of the season, the matchup against the Indiana Fever, and the narrative surrounding her only got worse.
Guys, Angel Reese roasted the Chicago Sky as a whole, as an organization, as a staff, a collective, and a crew so bad to the point where it actually gave them some motivation into tonight.
The chaos surrounding Reese on social media and behind the scenes started to spread. Her suspension was met with a storm of criticism, and memes quickly took over the internet. Social media turned Reese into a villain, with headlines only fueling public outrage. Comparisons to controversial figures, like the infamous Karen, started to emerge. Her public image was shaped not just by her actions on the court, but by her words off it. The moment she was caught making a dismissive gesture during the game, combined with her open criticisms of teammates, created a scenario where the battle of egos became more important than the actual games.
The ironic thing about the Indiana Fever and the Sky is that the WNBA commissioner, Cathy Engelbert, she started this thing called Rivalry Week, of which the parameters pretty much put the Sky and the Indiana Fever as rivals, and obviously the two players being the rivals are Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. Now, Angel Reese has actually only played one game against the Fever, and she missed 2 games due to a back injury, and this will be her 3rd game that she misses against the Indiana.
At the start of the season, everyone was excited about the supposed rivalry between Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark, a spectacle that promised to attract attention and engagement all season long. But reality was very different. Reese not only lost control of her own narrative, but also put the league in an uncomfortable position where internal conflicts became bigger than the actual games. The planned showdown between Indiana and Chicago, which should have been the season's epicenter, lost steam when Reese couldn't stay disciplined and committed. What was supposed to be a historic game became just another episode of frustration for both the fans and the league.
Pressed into action as if I wasn't already. The NFL returns tonight. Praise baby Jesus. But I'm out of it for a few hours. And I get online this morning and I find out that Angel Reese has for lack of a better way of putting it, shit all over her teammates. Or as some people might call it, drown her teammates. And, her teammates are none too happy, nor should they be.
As the Chicago team and their fans eagerly awaited Reese's redemption, she continued to fall into more controversies. Failing to play due to disciplinary failures and disagreements with her teammates created an ever-widening gap between her and the rest of the team. The question now was, could she redeem herself and justify the high expectations placed on her, or was her future in the WNBA being destroyed by poor choices and careless words? Reese became the target of criticism not only from the media but from her own teammates, who began to question her intentions and leadership. Her stance, sometimes arrogant and sometimes defensive, turned her into a paradox, a player with immense potential, but a history of conflicts that seemed to never end. With an entire season at risk and Reese's reputation on the line, the question everyone is asking is, how can she turn her image around? How can a player who had everything to become the WNBA's biggest star find herself at the edge of a complete collapse? What's clear is that Reese needs more than just apologies. She needs genuine change, not only in her behavior but also in her approach on the court and in the locker room. Leadership isn't just about numbers and skills. It's about setting the example for others, and so far, Angel hasn't shown that. What once seemed like a success story has now turned into a bitter lesson about discipline, responsibility, and the consequences of a star losing control. Angel Reese still has a chance to bounce back, but those chances are getting slimmer as time goes on and the controversies continue. She'll have to show she's more than a name in the media, more than a marketing product. True greatness in sports doesn't just come from the incredible feats on the court, but from how you handle the challenges off it. Do you believe Angel Reese can get back to her best and win back the trust of her team and the fans? Or is her fall irreversible? Leave your thoughts in the comments and don't forget to subscribe for more explosive stories like this one.